Free State, and we are going to be talking and unpacking virtual tourism. If you just joined us, welcome to the Jump Off on Keith Nesi Radio. My name's Quax, and it is a hashtag Travel Thursday on the Jump Off this morning. Gary is available, and he looks very beautiful there. I just want to see if we can obviously hear each other. Good morning, Gary. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Quax?
Oh, awesome stuff. I'm good, thank you. All right, first things first, for people that, don't know you, for the people at the back, please let us know who is Gary and where's Gary from? And also, what is it that you actually do?
Oh, thank you very much, Quax, for hosting me. My name is Gary Maloi, and Gary Maloi is an accredited provincial tour guide, especially in the Free State. And I'm also a managing director of Goldfish Tours. We are also doing virtual reality tours.
All right. And what inspired you to transition, from the traditional tourism company to a virtual reality provider when COVID-19 kind of hit?
Well, we have been doing the normal physical educational tour guiding within the Free State province for 3 years, being accredited, targeting mostly schools and workplace in the for team building. So where I come from, a small town called Virginia. It's a mining town just next to Velcom. And we have a couple of mining shafts that are still operation. But our partner has always been Sibanye Stillwater, and also it's known mostly by Beatrix Mines by the locals. So we used to take young people to see the mines as a form of a career exhibition. But since we are living in a mining economy, so every young person in my area has always dreamt of one day working in the mines, but they didn't know what is really happening at the mines. So Goldfish Stores identified this niche market and said that how about we take young people to see the mines? So, like, how is gold identified? How is it mined? And how is it processed to go into the market for a final product? So, Sibanye Stillwater opened its doors by lending out its mock-up. A mock-up shaft, it's like basically a bit similar to what's actually happening in the actual mine. So we were going there teaching young people about mining and stuff like that. But when the world was hit by COVID-19, and honestly, many took it lightly until the president announced the first lockdown. I think it was March 2020 by then.
Yeah.
But we started to realize that our tour guiding services are going to come to a stop and we might go out of business. So rather than pause my passion, we asked the question, how do we bring the destination to the people instead of taking the people to the destination? That's
Sure.
when we started researching and finding out the only way to do that is by doing digital tourism, stepping into a world of virtual reality. With virtual reality, we managed to transform our tours into a immersive digital experience, allowing people to explore more from a safety point of their homes, school classes. What began as a necessity quickly became as a frontier, bringing destination to life for everyone, anywhere. Today, I guide not just with my voice and knowledge, but with technology that bridges distance and deepens connection.
Awesome. And how scary, was it, doing this for the first time? I mean, technology, using any sort of technology, I guess, for the first time can be a little bit daunting and a little bit scary. But like, what was your experience? And did you have like a memorable moment, from your first kind of VR activation?
Yes, we do actually, but it's not quite scary. Like what we're normally using is the Oculus Quest 2. The Oculus Quest 2, it's quite a very simple gadget to use. It's just your plug and play. So it's not quite difficult for users. So, but what I can say is that for one of the things that we actually saw, it's that a lot of young people that used to dream of going into mines, they didn't actually know what's actually going in a mine, especially as a form of a career exhibition. We also managed to open doors to other departments that you actually find in the mine, because like mining, you're thinking of your mining engineer, your geologist, but then you don't know about these administrative departments that are also there, and also
Mm,
contractual work, like your construction and stuff like that. Yes. So we actually saw young people being able to now know what type of what you call what type of subjects are they supposed to like at least invest in order for them to qualify universities so that they can
sure.
actually study these related careers.
Mm, mm. And and I mean your first tour, and how was the experience for, let's say, a young student, having VR for the first time instead of actually physically going into the mine? What was that experience like? Could you share a little bit, like the feedback that you got from, the students?
The thing is, like, normally, what they do is that you actually see them by the excitement as soon as they
Mm,
put on the headset, and the thrill of experiencing a digital world. Because
mm,
the thing about virtual reality is that it confuses the mind. Your mind cannot actually tell whether it's real or not. You could even see
mm,
them by their motions trying to touch the wall, but it's a digital wall. So it's
mm.
quite an interesting experience. And then you could see by them coming back with their relatives, their friends, saying that they also need to try this. You could just see by the smile of their face that this is actually something that was actually needed in the market, and we're just here to give these people these experiences.
Awesome. Tell me something. How did your team then kind of adapt, your workflow, and your skills to develop VR experiences during lockdown restrictions?
Well, during lockdown, we only focused on research and learning a new skill that wasn't there in our country. When the
Mm,
lockdown was lifted to level one, we bought the existing VR content and already existed, and other content that we have captured using an Insta360. It's just that I don't have all of my gadgets here right now, but it's a
hmm.
camera that allows you to capture a 360 view, whereby
Mm,
as soon as you capture that content, you are able to, like, just like your Google Maps. I'm not sure whether you have seen where you go to Google and click on Street View. You can actually
yeah.
see, yeah, like your 360. Yeah, it's actually something like that. But we what we normally do is that while capturing using the Insta360, we'll be having a voiceover whereby a person will be talking in the background. Like, for an example, we also have this what you call joystick. As soon as
Okay.
you click on a certain icon in the virtual reality, it
Mm,
actually gives you information about it. Just like, for an
okay.
example, if you would not want to know, like, how is gold identified? What's the difference between a rock that doesn't have gold and a one that has gold? After you just click, it can actually give you the information. So it's actually quite
Awesome.
interesting,
Yeah.
like how it's actually being operated. Yes.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. Tell me, are there any challenges that you faced in sourcing, the VR equipment for, remote or community based activations?
Well, the assets are quite expensive, but
Mm,
we were assisted by financial institutions like your NYDA, the Legionary District Municipality under COVID social relief, and also by Sibani as well, because, like, they did actually allow us to utilize their mockups for free, so that we
mm,
could be able to capture this content. Because, like, mines are places whereby they are strict when it comes to safety.
mm.
So we would go there, capture, and then after capturing, we'll build this content, and then do some creativity there and there, and then we'll distribute it through our virtual reality headset.
Okay. And now beyond the kind of passive viewing, are there any interactive elements that you incorporate into your VR tours just to keep, users engaged?
Well, I have to say this, that most of our young people are not interested in tourism like we used to be. Like, for an example, they're not most interested about the history, about culture, about your flora and fauna, natural diversities. They are
Sure.
normally interested about gaming. So
Mm,
we wanted to create something that is fun, but also educational at the same time.
mm,
So we would create something like an augmented reality whereby a person could actually step out of the virtual reality, but could also be able to see like your that the real space. When
mm,
they actually using the joystick, they can actually get this educational information
mm.
about whatever content, sorry, that we would be distributing by that time.
Okay. And how realistic is the safety training component of your VR mining tours? And have you collaborated with mining engineers, or safety experts?
Well, our content is definitely does show possible dangers and hazards of mining. And to avoid them, we start first by going to Sibanye Stillwater, meeting with the safety officers, and they will guide us through all the safety measures that we need to be adhered to, and and that's where we will start our content from the safety of mining. Yes.
Mm, mm. And what feedback have you received from schools or parents about the VR mine experiences as a career exploration tool?
Well, first of all, our content, distributing it through virtual reality, it's quite affordable and it's quite safe. So instead of you going to the mine and risking, because like as soon as you enter the mine, you would need things like your insurance, your liability insurance, so that whatever that might occur with you, you are covered and insured.
Mm,
So with virtual reality, we could just distribute the content in classrooms. And so, like for young people, they would normally say that this virtual reality is the like we know that technology is the one that's actually taking over, and young people are more savvy with these technologies. So virtual reality is something that they really like manage to like use quite easily. Yes.
sure. It's something that they're accustomed to. So they grow up using it. So it's something that's easy for them.
Yes.
I get what you're saying. All right.
Yes,
Um,
exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Look, I mean, speaking of that, can you walk us through the process? So let's say there's a school out there that has a bunch of students in grade 10. They're still deciding, what subjects to pick, in grade 11 moving forward. And maybe mining is an interest for them. What is the process of you guys getting involved and for them to have a tour? And please include like prices, please include things like booking ahead, emails, all of that. Like, how does the process go ahead?
Well, during each and every single year, we would be approaching the schools, showing them what our itinerary is and our
Okay.
schedule for the year. So they would be choosing what we actually will be offering that same year, and probably some of the schools would be saying that how about you add this and this and this and that. What we would be doing is that we'll be trying to go and capture that content, try to package it, and then we'll be going back to schools. So our sessions normally take about your 15 to 20 minutes, because normally when they take a little bit longer, some of them do get motion sickness, because the brain starting not to understand what's actually going on. You could see a wall, but there's no wall here. So it's just we were just charging them like 25 rand per session. So we have about 16 headsets, so we can actually cover a classroom like just less than an hour. So like yeah, we're building such a package because even our content itself, it's not just limited on a specific on a specific content. As soon as you put in the headgear, you are able to choose. Let's say, for an example, when I make an example of mining, You can
Mm,
actually choose whether you want to go for geology. It would take you straight to geology, what you need to know about geology. If you want to go for other things like your mining engineering, your safety officers, you get to learn more about it. But it's not just limited
mm.
on whatever is it that you're choosing. You can actually explore further. Yes.
Okay, okay. How do you balance the thrill of, the exploration with the seriousness of mine safety education in your VR content?
Well, we cannot joke about safety in our content, especially mine safety. We make sure
Mhm.
that while they're enjoying the thrill of virtual reality, they're also thoroughly informed about mining safety.
Okay. And are there any VR tours, in your portfolio that have kind of, surprised you the most in terms of audience reaction?
Well, most of them I've seen a reaction when we talking about when they're actually watching the discovery of the goldfields in Allen
Mm,
Ridge. Where I actually come from, which is Machabeng, it's normally called the goldfields because of like the many shafts that have been actually built here like long time ago, and they're still existing operational shafts. So as soon as they see where their own local what you call town comes from, they actually get surprised to see how it was actually discovered and where it has
mm.
been and where it is right now, and what are the possibilities if maybe we could actually try to collaborate with the communities and try to invest in these mines, how where we can actually take our economy to. Yes.
Now, I read somewhere, right, that in the Free State, every hour of every day, there's an hour where traffic stops and gold is extracted via a helicopter. Is that true? Does that happen?
For places because we actually have a cargo airport here in Velcom,
Hmm.
so I would say yeah, normally that we would see that normally next to the cargo airport, but yes, there is an airplane, a helicopter that actually normally goes to the shafts, normally to your plants to go and fetch the gold. We see that like every Wednesday and Tuesday. So, but it doesn't normally cause a traffic stop because we're not actually a big city like your Bloemfontein. So, yeah. But
I, th- I
next
think what I
to the
was
cargo
reading was
airport, yes.
happening in Bloemfontein, maybe, and not in
Yes.
in in Valcom. Hectic.
Yes, that's
Now,
definitely yes.
yeah. Now, please explain to me quickly. Sorry about that. Please explain to me: is there a is there a I know you said, earlier on that the VR can actually tell you which rock has gold in it and which rock doesn't have gold in it. Are you able to tell, like, just by looking, besides the VR situation? I'm asking you now, are you able to tell, like, which rock has gold, and what are the characteristics? Like, what are we looking for? Like, let's just say, just randomly, I'm stuck in a mine shaft one day. How do I know which rock has gold in it and which rock doesn't?
Well, everything is actually being shown by your geologist because myself, I'm not also a mining expert. But
Okay.
what they will normally show the young people is that normally a rock that has a gray color, something like have you ever seen the color of cement before it is
Yes.
being
Yes.
mixed? Yes, or something like that. So this is whereby you actually find your gold veins actually, and yeah, basically like that.
Hectic. All right. Are there any emerging technologies that you are excited to engage or integrate into your tours? Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, I think we've lost him. I think he's frozen there. I think we've lost him. If you just tuned in, this is Keith Nesi Radio according to you. My name's Quax, and I'm hanging out with Gary Teboho Maloi, and we're talking virtual tourism. So I've been asking him a bunch of questions, and I feel like now he has frozen a little bit there. So hopefully he'll be able to get out and come back in. But yeah, so we were just talking, VR tours, talking a little bit about his portfolio, what they offer, and the different, kind of. I don't know if he's going to join us again or not. Let's just find out here. But yeah, we've been having a conversation just about what he is up to, what he's doing, how they work, and everything like that. So hopefully we'll get him back online. But it's just gone 30 minutes now after 10, and I did say to him off air that I would need him for about 30 minutes or so, and it's been plus minus 30 minutes. But let's just check here if he's going to come back. Lisa's just going to check here if he's going to come back. But otherwise, yeah, that's what we've been talking about. It is a travel Thursday. Just find out there if he's going to come back and join us, because I think something happened with his network. He did mention, though, that, the way he is, his network is a little bit, poor, and he's going to have a little bit of a challenge there. So I'm hoping, I think that's him. There we go. Hello.
Oh, sorry about that. We just got an interruption in terms of electricity, so I had to quickly log in using my mobile phone.
Okay, no worries. Okay. I think just because I know that I said I'm going to need you for about 30 minutes or so, so maybe we should just wrap it up just before we get any other situations happening.
Yes.
I think two or so questions. I did ask about some technology. Are there any emerging technologies that you're looking forward to integrate into your VR tours?
Yeah, well, actually wanted to purchase another virtual reality simulation because even though these VR headsets does allow you to actually physically maneuver wherever you are, we
Mm,
still need these simulators because like we have seen a lot of people falling, you understand, because they think maybe let's say for an example, they see a pit or something and they think it's real, but it's actually
mm,
in the headset. I'm pretty sure you have seen it like on your YouTube videos when they actually show these virtual reality um, um, like content being
mm,
shown. People
mm,
will be falling. People will be thinking that it's actually real. So
mm.
by us purchasing these simulators, it will actually ensure that our clients are safe and they can actually get the full experience of virtual reality.
Okay. And last question before I let you go, just looking ahead, what is your dream destination within South Africa just to bring, the life through VR, and how might that reshape people's travel aspirations, do you think?
Well, looking ahead, my dream destination to bring to life through virtual reality is in the field of agriculture, the agricultural
Okay.
sector. Often it is described as South African soul. Through VR, we could invite people into the life of what it's like to be a farmer, both
Mm,
doing your commercial farming, like farming your crops and also animals.
mm,
So working through this field at um, like learning how to track rainfall patterns, joining the fireside conversation about soil health and climate adaptation. So these are something that also have been requested mostly by the schools that we need to at least try to lead our young people into investing into these sectors, which is agriculture and so forth. Yes.
nice. And if people are interested, and this is the first time they've kind of heard about VR tours, how would they get a hold of you? So can you please give us email addresses, maybe not phone numbers, because we don't know. People might call you and you might be a married man. So we don't want to get you into trouble. But
Okay.
maybe just like an email address, and maybe where people can get you also on social media.
We are also available on Facebook as Goldfield Stores. Also in Instagram, you can just type Goldfield Stores on Instagram and also on YouTube. But our email address is goldfields.tours@gmail.com.
All
So
right.
as soon as maybe the people wanted to book us for events and stuff like that, you could actually just hit us there, and then we'll be able to respond to them. Yes.
And do you only do within the Free State, or are you trying to move outside the Free State and going to other provinces in South Africa?
Well, normally what we do is that during the year, the course of the year, the national tourism would be calling us to host something like Africa in Durban, like the one that is actually coming the next month in Durban,
Hmm.
whereby they actually bring the entire world to the International Conference Center. This is whereby we are able to interact mostly with people from other countries and showing our products. What is it that we have to offer in South
Hmm.
Africa and other provinces? And yeah, and also the World Trade Market in Cape Town. So yeah, we're not only focusing on Free State, but for now, since we have just started, and also trying to build a large package of content. So
Sure.
yeah, we are still getting the yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, coming out and unpacking this for us. It's just gone 36 after the hour of 10 o'clock. Please enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, have a wonderful weekend ahead.
Thank you so much, Quax. You
All
too.
right.
Bye.
Awesome. Awesome stuff. All right. That's how we close it on a hashtag Trouble Thursday. His name is Gary Maloi. And yeah, he does virtual reality tourism. Quite interesting stuff. And I learned a lot. I really hope you have too. We're going to get into some music. And coming up at 11 will be your news headlines just to let you know what's happening in and around.